Welcome to the Human Design Festival.
Live in Sofia and online worldwide.
Hello and welcome to the virtual space of the Human Design Element. My name is Lucretia, and together with Veronica, we are organizing the International Human Design Festival and Immersion. Hello to you, Veronica.
Hello, hello. And here we are again in our virtual space with yet another brilliant speaker. And we're so happy and anticipating to see what that topic will be. But for that, you will find out if you stay tuned. And now we want to present to you Jym. Hi, Jym.
Hi, Veronica. Hi,
Hi.
Lucretia.
Hi, Jim.
Nice to be with you.
Yeah, nice to have you again. And
Mhm.
who is Jym for those who don't know you?
Who is Jim? Well, the immediate answer in the human design world is that I'm an analyst. I'm a guide. I've been working with Human Design America now for some years, teaching the foundational courses. And I'm a father. I'm a traveler. I'm a gardener. An enjoyer of music and movies and life. And my real passion at the deepest level is spirituality and the meaning of the human journey. And this is what brought me to human design. And this is what informs the way that I teach and work with people in human design. And this is what I'd love to share with the participants at the festival.
And you're all the way in Australia.
Right now, yeah, I'm living in Tasmania. So down at the bottom of Australia, you go past the end of the world and you turn left, and I'm down here. Yeah,
Sounds
Love
amazing.
that.
far, far
Down at the
away.
end of the world, and you turn left.
This is
Okay.
this is a good title for a book.
Yeah, right above the clouds.
And Jim, you mentioned a little bit about that, but what is your element, your superpower? What do you like to do most?
Well, what do I like to do most? I think it's to be. My design is really oriented to the now. My only channel that is defining the type and the nature of my chart is the channel of awakening. So gate 10, this is the behavior of the self in the now and self-love, and it comes up to gate 20, which is the expression in the now, and this is the core of what my life is about. It's I'm here to be myself now, to express my truth, what it is to be this being, this unique being in the world and in the orchestra of life to play this song. And so for many, many years, I pursued meditation and Eastern spirituality, aspiring to uh, reach for this perfect moment. And I found very deep connection with myself, but something was always missing from that, which was, well, how do I make that meaningful in the world around me? I'm not just an individual, I belong in a collective and I have tribal connections here. So how does this moment, this expression of what it means to be a differentiated being, how does that relate to the people around me? How does that inform my relationships? And how does that add something to the collective experience that we're having? How do I play this tune in the orchestra of life? And so my element is really being, the truth of being, and then finding a way to bring that in the right way at the right time so that it touches those that it needs to touch. And I take my place in the world. I don't know if that's really an element, but that's what I've got. Hope that's okay.
Actually, indeed, you only carry the channel 1020, and that channel always fascinated me. Um, and you're the embodiment of that, right? It's the only channel you have. So
What I
it will
stand
be
on, yeah.
Yeah, it will be really interesting for people to experience you. But could you say something about that actually? Being awake every single moment, waking up to things in the moment, and at the same time, people can stay asleep all their life, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, what do these words really mean? And I think it's really interesting when you meet anybody who just has one channel that defines their chart, it's a really good opportunity to study that channel because, of course, I mean, we all have all of the body graph, we all have all of the centers and all of the channels, but this is the part that is always consistent in the design where somebody only has one channel. And for me, that is this channel of awakening, a commitment to higher principles. And as I've gone further into my journey with human design and my experiment, consciously cooperating with this as an authority, I've learned that this is the beginning of everything. This is the beginning of every process, every relationship, every conversation. If it comes from being awake to what does it mean to be me and to express that as my truth, then this is opening up in a way that is going to flow in a way that all those other parts of the design find their place. And to be fair, I've certainly had my moments over my past and history, and perhaps even still do, where maybe I'm quite asleep. You know, we can play with the or not way of looking at things. The capacity to be deeply asleep is certainly there in this channel as well. But my aspiration is to follow that higher truth of what what does it mean to be this being? What does it mean to be awake and aware in this moment right now? And there is no, in my design, I don't have fixed definition in any of the awareness centers. My variable for those who are interested in that is all right arrows. So there is no strategizing or looking at how does it all fit together, what's going on beyond here. It's just an expression of this moment. And when that's in the right place, I can see that that offers that to others as well. If I can hold this light in this moment, that perhaps that brings an opportunity for others to take that and explore that in themselves. And so, yeah, to be awake in this moment is my way of being, essentially.
And your superpower.
My superpower. Yeah. Yeah. And there's a 5-1 that there's a foundation and hopefully it comes out in a way that ultimately is practical. So yeah.
Mm.
Fascinating. I was listening to you, Jim, and I was thinking, oh my God, when you have just that channel, um, I imagine you probably have many interesting stories that just happened in the pulse. I mean, I imagine, but is that so?
Yeah, I've had a lot of experiences and my journey on this quest to find out what does it mean to be me now has taken me all over the world. I actually began my life in the UK. I was born in England and once I'd finished my schooling, I was drawn to travel and ended up traveling a lot in Asia and India. These Enlightenment traditions that speak of the the transcendence beyond the material plane. And I've ended up the other side of the world. I literally couldn't have gotten further away from where I began. So there are many stories along the way. Um, but what I'm really interested in, I think, is transcending the past in this moment and taking those stories and through reflecting on where we've been, that there's this capacity to empower who we are now as we move forward. So I really like working in my teaching in particular with helping people unlock their past, their stories from the lens of human design. So if I look back at my own story and my students are looking back at the things that the key moments in their childhood or those developmental relationships that really touched them when they were younger, or the moments when their authority was really speaking to them or holding them long before they met human design, we start to realize that we've been living our design all our lives. And we may or may not have been cooperating with it, because we all have those experiences where it's like, I so didn't wait. I knew I should have done that. And I just went ahead because I thought they needed to, whatever. All those things are there. But what I really think is a beneficial way to approach human design is to recognize that we've all got all these experiences that we can learn from. So when I hear people say, "Oh, I wasn't living my design," I'd like to ask them, what else were you living? This is your story, and you can learn from everything that you've ever felt and seen, and then become more conscious in the way that you do that. Because now we have the tools of strategy and authority, and we understand how some of this is working within us. So I didn't really answer your question. I didn't sort of go into any of my stories, but I think the role of story for all of us is really important. So it's kind of nice that you brought that forward.
Mm. Thank you for sharing that. It was quite touching.
Mm.
Jim, I wonder how it was for you in the very beginning when you met human design for the first time. And one of the first concepts that we learn and hear is about the not self mind, and how the mind's role is not to control and govern our decisions. How was
Mhm.
it for you? It was, oh, finally, what a great explanation, or it was a difficult task?
Well, it's interesting. When I met human design, I was a spiritual seeker. I was in India. I think I first heard about human design in Goa. I was living on the beach and I was meditating, and then I would go up to the mountains in the other season and sitting hours and hours and doing yoga and these things. And so I already had this relationship with the mind, and in Eastern philosophy, Buddhism, and Hinduism, the mind is often portrayed as the enemy. We're trying to sit here and we in cross-legged in a lotus posture, and you're
Trying to
trying not
get
to
rid of
think.
it.
Yeah, which I kind of came to realize is basically futile. What we're doing is changing our relationship with it. So I already had met this concept that the mind was not entirely to be trusted, and that maybe wasn't always advantageous to let it run the show. I was trying to get my existence back so I could sit behind the mind and watch it do the things that it does. And then human design came along, and as I started to go deeper into it, I realized that it has these mechanics to it. It's not just an idea that you should not let it kind of take over your life, but we have these very real tools which enable you to take these steps to somewhere else within you that you can rely upon. And that, of course, is strategy and authority. So this doesn't require thousands of hours of meditation or going to holy places or any of these things. It requires a willingness to sort of creatively play with the tools that we're given. Whatever your authority is, you're told, okay, be patient and wait through your wave or wait to respond. But what does that mean for you in your body? What does it mean to have somewhere that you can trust that allows you to move a little bit deeper than the mind and into something that carries another layer of wisdom to it? And so when I met human design, I first started to hear these concepts. It resonated very deeply. And it actually took me a while to begin studying, because I also thought, well, I'm already doing this. I'm studying astrology, I'm studying meditation. So yeah, this is another nice thing. And 10 years later, I was like, oh my gosh, why didn't I begin studying this immediately? But this is the way life works. We do what we do when we do. Um, so yeah, the mind, I would like to encourage people to make friends with the mind from the right place within themselves. It is not, decapitation is not the way. There is no like, I'm not going to think. In Zen, there's a phrase for this, that the idea that the meditation is about not thinking, it's called the heretical view. And it's not about not thinking. The mind is beautiful, actually. This is where we're communicating, we're teaching, we're sharing information, we're sharing ideas, and this is adding so much to the world around us. It just isn't the driver. It isn't that part of us that really is in the deepest place that is going to allow us to tune into the flow of life and who we are. So I think it's a really important question, and yeah, I'd love to talk about that when I come to share with the participants at the festival.
Mm.
Lovely.
Um, you probably have heard people say that. I have heard people say that a lot, like, oh, I see myself, like my life, like before and after human design. It's like it has brought so much positive change and transformation and many
Mhm.
other good things. So I wonder, what would you say is one of the greatest benefits that human design uh, brought to you, like using it, applying it in your life?
Mhm. Well, I mean, again, for me, it's the relationship with the moment. And I'm not going to pretend that human design made everything on the outside suddenly miraculously easy. I didn't get my millions of dollars. I didn't get the perfect relationship. I didn't get the house that I dreamed of. And life it throws these things at us. We're still going to get sick. We're still going to have, relationships will come and go one way or another. We're all going to die. But to be within challenges and still actually feel that this is okay, that I'm in a relationship with myself and with the world as a whole that is really characterized with self-love. Ra would so often in his talks and his writings, he would sign off with love yourself. And so for me, although it's kind of abstract in one way, it's also deeply immediate and real and practical. It's to be facing challenges and facing adversity, but to feel in this very deep way that I am surrendered to this. I love being in this, even though I would never have chosen for those things to happen, but there is an inherent surrender to accepting what is that is almost, I want to say, transcendent. It was something that before it might come and go in these moments, or I could find aspects of that through tireless hours and hours of meditation and aching knees and those things. But to be able to just live in the world as yourself and find this inner relaxation around whoever we are. And the best thing about it is that I believe this is, in principle, accessible to everybody. If you're willing to play with these tools and experiment for yourself, you can find out what that means for you. And this makes human design very, very special as a way, as a path, as a knowledge. So
Well,
yeah.
it seems to me, Jim, you have already reached many levels of enlightening. So, guys, if you hear that, it is possible and it doesn't take like forever.
I'm also a fifth line, so
So we're nicely projecting on your enlightenment.
Mhm, mhm. Well, my personality sign is gate 5, line 5, which is the line of joy, waiting as an aspect of enlightenment. And again, I say we
Ah,
all have all the centers in the body graph. We all have all the gates and all the lines. Of
Mm.
course, for some, when it's open in your design, this is something we're learning about through interrelationship and through the transits and the cycles and the people around us. But that being my son, I feel like this is part of the message I'm here to bring. What does it mean to wait and become one with the rhythm of life in a joyful way? And so I just really enjoyed that you guys kind of pointed to that now. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I love when somebody speaks in keynotes without knowing the design particularly. It's fascinating to me. Lovely. Yeah. Well, guys, if you resonated to what you hear and you want more from Jim, you can join the festival and you will be surprised. I think, and I feel that we have such a great lineup of speakers, and that's awakening in the moment. I love that.
We actually have more than 60 people, more than 60 speakers, and more than 100 topics probably. So it is going to be an amazing festival, blending human design and BG5 and OC16 and profit potential, and most of all, embodying all of that, making it as practical, as experiential as possible. So it is really, I'm not sure if it can be better than that.
And also, there will be recordings. So, what you missed, you can watch at your own pace, um, whenever you feel like. And the nice thing about the online festival is that you can be in your pajamas and still be with us. So do join us, guys. We would love to have you and share with you, be with you, just experiment together and gather from all around the globe with like-minded individuals who speak the same language and actually be in a safe environment where everybody has their challenges and yet are living their truth. So
And
we
if
would
you can
love to
come
be
in live
there.
in Aura, that would be even greater, so that we can hug each other. But
Yeah.
that's why we have the two formats, live and online, so that it is possible for everyone to participate if they wanted to. So stay tuned. We have a lot of surprises coming up, and check out our social media channels. We have more fabulous meetings like here with Jim, and experience the vibe of the speakers and the festival. And do join us. Would you like to?
Yay. I like to.
Yeah, actually, while you were talking about the festival, I got goosebumps, and I'm oh my god, if I'm getting the goosebumps and I'm the organizer, I hope you get it, you get the vibe too, guys. Thank you very much for watching and being part of this event that is actually more than event. It is a call, and see you soon.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Would you like to join us?
And truly be in your element.